Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I'm Fara Asyilah and I'm from 5B Morning Class English Education, Muhammadiyah University of North Sumatra. And in this lesson, we're going to talk about the importance of materials development for language learning. In this lesson, we're going to talk about, first, we will talk about the definition of materials, and then we will talk about the definition of materials development. After that, we will talk about why is materials development is important. And then we will talk about material development for teacher training. And then we will talk about material development for practicing teachers. And then we will talk about materials development for materials writers. And after that, we will talk about materials development for researchers. And the last, we will talk about material development for applied linguistics. So now we will talk about what are materials. So materials are anything which can be used to facilitate the learning of a language. Did you know, ideally the materials should be developed for learning rather than for teaching, and they should perform all the functions such as, first, informative or informing the learner about the target language. Second, instructional or guiding the learner in practicing the language. Third, experiential of providing the learner with experience of the language in use. Fourth, exciting or encouraging the learner to use the language. And the last, exploratory or we help the learner to make discoveries about the language. Okay, now we will talk about what is materials development. So, materials development is a practical undertaking involving the production, evaluation, adaptation, and exploitation of materials intended to facilitate language acquisition and development. Did you know, materials development is also a field of academic study investigating the principles and procedures of the design, writing, implementation, evaluation, and analysis of learning materials. Okay, now we will talk about why materials development is important. So, in most language classrooms throughout the world, most lessons are still based on materials. Did you know, materials development must be central to any course designed to train, educate or develop new or practicing teachers, and it must be accorded significance by the applied linguistics and teacher trainers who run such courses and publish articles, captures, and books for use on them. From the explanation before, the role of teacher as material developers are constantly evaluating the available materials, adapting them, replacing them, supplementing them, and finding effective ways to implement the materials chosen for classroom use. So, the table contents in this lesson are, first, materials development for teacher training. Second, materials development for practicing teacher. Third, materials development for materials writer. Fourth, materials development for researchers. And the last, materials development for applied linguistics. Okay, now we will talk about materials development for teacher training. The important things for materials development to foster the sort of effective are, first, the experience of materials development is hands-on. Second, the teachers receive constructive feedback during and after the course of our project. Third, the teachers receive positive support and stimulus during and after the course or project. Fourth, the delivers of the course or project are enthusiastic and experienced materials development. 5. The delivers of the course or project are knowledgeable about second language acquisition, research, classroom research, and other relevant areas of applied linguistics. 6. The delivers of the course or project over powerful views but do not insist on agreement with them. 7. The course or project links practice to theory and theory to practice in ways which help the participants to select, adapt, and develop materials in principled and effective ways. 8. The course or project provides guidance for the participants but also gives them some responsibility for making their own decisions. 9. The participants are encouraged to work together collaboratively. And last, the participants are encouraged to self-monitor and self-reflect. Okay, now we will talk about materials development for practicing teacher. Do you know what is practicing teacher? Practicing teacher is a college student who is teaching under a supervised or a certificate teacher in order to qualify for a degree in education. In Indonesia, we usually call them as guru PPL. Practicing teacher need to have this course as a basic skill because you're gonna be a teacher in the future. You're gonna face a real students, you're gonna serve your materials, and of course, no course book can meet your needs, can meet your classmates. So every teacher needs to have it as a basic skill, and also you are practicing teachers. It's a best approach to be effective in simulating teachers to rating their position as a teacher, need to help their students to facilitate their students' language acquisition and also by study materials development. Practicing teacher can achieve a personal and professional development. Okay, now we will talk about materials development for materials writers. Did you know, just because you're already a materials writer, doesn't mean you don't need to learn about it first. You may feel like it's useless, nothing, and etc. But it's like a big step to take a big opportunity. By taking materials development as a course, materials writers could stimulate their talk, discussions, and energy and facilitate the development of awareness and skills relevant to the writing of the materials, and their skill gonna be improved, and of course they gonna have a career advancement. Like David Noonan said that the best way to draw yourself to the attention of a publisher is to avoid to review draft materials that are in development. If the publisher likes your review, they may ask you to be involved in writing ancillary materials like workbooks, teachers' manuals, quizzes, online games, and etc. And it's to accompany the main course. Okay, now we move to materials development for researchers. There has been a dramatic increase in published research on materials development in recognition of how important it is as one of the most applied areas of applied linguistics. Okay, now we talk about materials development for applied linguistics. Materials development was considered insufficiently theoretical to be accepted as an academic area of applied linguistics. Materials development is one of the things that popular to be discussed, to be learned by the researchers. If the materials development is a part of your area, of course, you need to have a deep comprehension about it. Okay, all of our topic today is clear. So, now we move to the conclusion. So, the conclusion of our lesson today is it's obvious that material development for language teaching is very important, and both for practical undertaking and as an academic field of study. For teachers, materials is like a fundamental no course book can meet the classmates. So you, as a teacher, you need to do the materials development to meet your needs, to make your classmates and to help your students to give the language question. Okay, I think enough about our lesson today. If you any questions, you can ask me on my email. Thank you for your attention. I hope this explanation can be usable for us. Sorry if my explanation is not clear. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and see you.